Hi, it's Jessica on Hopper Makes It Shine. And for the next 4 weeks, I'm spending time working out my core, strengthening it with some short, approachable workouts. So join me in this week's video on building the foundation. We're going to focus on stability, control, and moving with intention. So let's get started. As with all my fitness videos, this is for general educational purposes only and not a substitute for medical advice. Consult your healthcare provider and listen to your body. Join me on the mat as we get situated in an easy seat, whether that be soles of the feet together, one foot in front of the other. Just relax. Allow your hands to rest on your knees or by your side. We're going to start with some gentle motions of the head, rocking up and down in a yes or a no motion, and connect with your breath. You can even begin to roll that neck in a circle, again following that breath in and out. And whatever motion you began with, let's reverse to the opposite direction. And feel free to move those hands down by your side if they've been resting on the knees. We're going to create some space between the ears and the shoulders, as well as connect with that breath. As you inhale, you're raising up with the chest, and exhale, you're scooping that belly in, drawing the air up and out. And let's go ahead and take that left hand to the right knee. The right hand moves towards the center of the back and rests on the ground. We're going to take that gaze over the shoulder and breathe in and out. Then taking that palm, scooping it over towards the left knee with that right hand. We're going to look under our shoulder and then up towards those fingers, really flossing that neck, moving back and forth with the breath, and then gently floating that hand to the knee. You'll notice that your elbows are crossed in an X in front of you. Stretch your spine and then unthread the left hand to the back on the mat and twist towards the left side. And like before, we're going to take that left hand, scoop it up towards that right knee, really sending those obliques to the left side. Gaze under the shoulder and up towards those fingers to floss that neck back and forth. And slowly float that hand to the knee, crossing the elbows one more time. Here you can see that X, and gently stretch that back by sending the spine towards the back and rounding the shoulders forward. We're going to unlace those arms and come into a tabletop. Placing those hands under the shoulders, tucking those toes. We're going to come into a prone, alternating arm and leg raise. Lifting and lowering one arm and the opposite leg. We're going to do this for 8 breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. As you lift, you're going to squeeze tight and exhale, release to the floor. Really squeeze that belly into the spine and release. Keep it up and down. Breathe in and out. Last time on the side, up, squeeze, and release. Press that spine up towards the sky, rounding those shoulders, and then come neutral with that spine as you get set for the next side. Again, squeezing when you inhale and release when you exhale. The more you do this exercise, the longer you'll be able to hold that inhale and then slowly release to exhale. Again, we're going to do this for 8 breaths on both sides. Inhale, exhale, squeezing up and releasing down. One more time, up and down. Good job. Now, let's take those knees off the mat, holding it in bear pose. We're gonna lift on the inhale and lower on the exhale. Again, we're gonna do this for 8 breaths. And as you get better with this exercise, you'll be able to hold it longer and release. Really working that core, pulling that low belly in. You don't want to dome that belly. Pull it in and release the knees to the floor. We're trying to keep that core engaged the entire time. One more time, up and down. Back into child's pose, a little stretch, sinking deeper into it, and then let's come up into a forearm plank, taking those elbows under the shoulders. We're extending those legs straight back, keeping that booty down in a straight line from the shoulders through the hips to the heels. We're going to hold this for 8 breaths. Again, this might be a little different for you depending on how long you can breathe in and then release out. This is a static pose. You're keeping your belly in nice and tight. Breathing in and out. A variation would be to drop down onto those knees and work your way up to a full 8 breaths in this hold. And dropping down on the knees, walking those hands back into a child's pose. Take a breath here and then rock up. We're going to roll onto our backs and come into our hip bridges, taking those hands by your side to help with stability, pulling those shoulders away from the ears. And as you walk your feet further away from those hips, you're going to work more of the back of the leg. If you're in a neutral position between the glutes and that furthest position, you'll be working more of the total leg. As you breathe, you're rolling those hips up off of the ground, holding it for that breath and squeezing, and then lowering, exhale. Roll through and squeeze, and then slowly exhale. As with all the motions in this workout, we're going to be doing 8 breaths up and down, squeezing in, keeping those knees neutral. We don't want them to track outward. Keeping them straight up over those ankles and rolling down. In and out. Holding it up. And we're going to hold it here on that last breath for 8 breaths. Really squeeze. Those legs should be on fire. That core is pulled in nice and tight. Zipping it up towards that spine. Anchoring in the shoulders and the feet. And then slowly release to the floor. We're going to bring those knees up, point the toes, and wrap those arms around for a nice hug. Trying to keep that low back pulled into the floor. And we're going to slowly release, rolling to one side, coming into our side planks. We're going to go on that forearm and take that top leg straight. Bottom leg can be bent, or you can set yourself up for a full side plank. We're going to hold this here, 8 breaths. And these breaths are going to be different for everyone. So you just take those inhales and exhales, finding strength in the side of your core, lifting up, and then slowly release to the floor, rolling through to the other side. setting up on that other forearm. Again, you can start off with that bent leg, coming up into a half side plank, or extending all the way out into that full side plank. You can even do half of your breath side plank and then drop down to that half side plank. We're working up to build that core strength. Breathing in and out. That free arm can be on the hip. You can raise it up high. You can even use it to help stabilize yourself by tenting those fingers on the floor. Breathe and release. And we're going to set ourselves up for a nice child's pose, taking those hands overhead, really stretching the fingers away from the body as you rest the torso over the tops of the legs. Breathing in and out. And slide those hands down towards the feet. We're going to do palms up. Allow those shoulders to roll over the knees, resting on that forehead. Breathing. And then walk those hands back overhead. We're going to take the knees wide, big toes together, sinking that torso deeper between the legs and tadpole. And then let's do a twist, threading one arm underneath. The other arm is still stretched overhead, resting on the temple. You should feel the nice spinal twist on the side. Take a couple breaths here, and then unwind to the center. Take a breath. And thread through to the other side. Deep breaths in and out. Really feel that spine twist. And remembering to keep that belly tucked in, chest open. We're going to unwind and come back to that tadpole and then walk ourselves up to seated. Coming back to that easy seat we started with, crossing the legs or one foot in front of the other. Get comfortable, resting those hands by your side, and we're going to scoop the air. As we breathe, we lift up, hands overhead, really stretching those fingertips, and then placing those hands with intention together. We're going to reach the hands up with the inhale and slowly exhale, bringing those hands to heart center, dropping the chin towards the chest, breathing in and lifting, exhale, and thank you for joining me for week 1, Build the Foundation. Strong core, stronger you. Like, subscribe, and see you next time.